This is why the prajnaparamita and the 6 paramitas are identical and not different. There are 2 kinds of prajnaparamita, that which is adorned and that which is not adorned. It is like a person who takes coral and adorns their body with it, and a person who does not have coral and does not adorn themselves with it. Or also, when the king comes accompanied by his retinue, we say, "The king is coming." When he does not have a retinue, he is said to be solitary. This is the way it is in universes as numerous as the sands of the Ganges in the east and in the 10 directions. Question. If the Buddha has miraculous power such that innumerable thousands of Prabhedakoti of ficked Buddhas go in the 10 directions to preach the 6 paramitas and save the entire world, all beings will find salvation and there would be nobody else to save. Answer. 3 obstacles oppose universal salvation. I. Beings plunged in the 3 bad destinies cannot understand the teaching of the Buddhas. 2. And 3. Gods and humans who are too young, too old, or too sick, as well as the non-perceptive gods of the formless realm cannot hear or understand the teaching of the Buddhas. Question. Why cannot all those who hear and understand this teaching find the path? Answer. They do not all find the path. Why? Because of their fetters and the obstacles constituted by actions. People whose fetters are heavy have a mind obsessed with fetters. This is why they do not all find the path. Question. Now that the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the apparitional Buddhas whom they have delegated preach the 6 paramitas, why do we, who are free of the 3 obstacles, not hear them? Answer. Actually, beings are living in a bad age and enter into the 3 obstacles. They are living in an epoch after the Buddha. The retribution of evil actions consisting of the errors and sins of the world or the obstacle constituted by heavy fetters has plunged beings into an epoch after the Buddha. And many people are chained by heavy fetters. Sometimes their desire is small but their hatred is considerable. Sometimes their hatred is small but their desire is considerable. Sometimes their desire is small but their delusion is considerable. Sometimes their delusion is small but their hatred is considerable. Thus there is mutual interchange in the order of importance amongst the fetters. As a result of the obstacle consisting of the fetters, people do not hear or do not understand the apparitional Buddhas who are preaching the Dharma and do not see the rays of the Buddha. How then would they find the path? Thus, when the sun rises, blind people who do not see it claim that the world has no sun or moon. Is that the fault of the sun? When thunder and lightning shake the earth, deaf people do not hear it. Is that the fault of the sound? Actually, the Buddhas of the 10 directions are always preaching the Dharma and always delegating the apparitional Buddhas to preach the 6 paramitas in universes of the 10 directions. But those who are affected by the blindness or deafness of evil actions do not hear the sound of the Dharma. Therefore they are not all in a position to hear and to see. Although the arya has great loving kindness, he cannot cause everyone to see and hear. But when people's sins are almost destroyed and their merits are on the rise, then they succeed in seeing the Buddha and hearing the Dharma. Act 5. Sutra. Then the Bhagavath, on the same lion's seat, entered into the concentration called lion's play and, by the action of his miraculous superknowledge, shook the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhatu which trembled. In 6 different ways. Sastra. Question. Why is this samadhi called lion's play? Answer 1. Just as the lion who has taken a gazelle plays with it as a master, so the Buddha, having entered the samadhi, can upset the world in every way and thus make it shake in 6 different ways. 2. Moreover, sometimes the lion plays, and when he plays, all the animals are reassured. In the same way, when the Buddha enters the samadhi, he shakes the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhatu in such a way that beings in the 3 evil destinies simultaneously attain cessation and all will reach salvation. 3. Finally, the Buddha is called the man-lion and the samadhi of the lion's play is the samadhi of the Buddha's play. When he enters the samadhi, He causes the great earth to shake in 6 different ways, and all beings deep in the hells and the 2 unfortunate destinies all receive deliverance and are reborn amongst the gods. Such is his play. Question. Why does the Buddha enter the samadhi? Answer: to shake the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhetu, to take beings out of the 3 unfortunate destinies and bring them to the threefold path. Moreover, by means of 3 kinds of samadhi, the Buddha has already shown his Buddha body, but there are people whose faith is not profound. And so the Buddha now shakes the great earth so that these beings, knowing the immensity of the miraculous power of the Buddha who shakes external objects, may be filled with pure faith and joyful thoughts and will all escape from suffering. Question. But the Arhats and Devas also can shake the earth. Why speak only about the miraculous power of the Buddha here? Answer: the Arhats and Devas are unable to shake it at its base. Only the Buddha can make it tremble in 6 different ways. Question. Why does the Buddha shake the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhetu? Answer: so that all beings know that everything is empty and transitory. There are people who claim that the great earth, the sun, and the moon, Sumeru and the great ocean are all eternal. This is why the Bhagavad shakes the earth 6 times and gives the reason for it. Beings will know that it is not eternal. And just as a man who wants to soil his garment first walks into the dust, so the Buddha first shows his miraculous power to the beings of the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhetu. Then, when their minds are softened, he preaches the dharma to them. This is why he shakes the earth in 6 ways. Question. What are the 6 ways? Sutra. 1. The east rises up and the west sinks. 2. The west rises up and the east subsides. 3. The south rises up and the north sinks down. 5. The edges rise up and the center sinks. 6. The center rises and the edges sink. Sastra. What are these 6 tremblings of the earth? Answer: the trembling of the earth is lesser, medium and greater. In the lesser trembling of the earth, there are 2 movements. The east rises and the west sinks. Or else the south rises and the north sinks. Or else the edges rise and the center sinks. In the medium trembling, there are 4 movements. In the east, in the west, in the south and in the north. Or again in the east, the west, the edges, and the center, or again in the south, the north, the edges, and the center. In the greater trembling, all 6 movements appear.